Hey everybody, welcome back to more Azure Plays Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete, where last time we experienced the beginnings of Disc 2, met with the goddess Athena, who turned out to be the false Athena according to Lucia, and we were defeated by Dragon Master Galleon and imprisoned in this white tower here. But we were saved by the one and only Mystere. Mystere has the Dying Sword, Platinum Shield, the Platinum Helm, Platinum Armor, and Mystere's Mask, disguised as the Messenger of Justice. So, the Messenger of Justice, his magic is Rock Viper, which hits one, Rock Riot, which hits zone, and Crack Point, which hits all. His moves are Flash Blade, which hits one, Buzz Blade, which hits zone, and Grizzle Blade, which hits all. All the bad guys will go down to Mystere's might. So, let's go through this white tower, make our way down, and go to the other towers to rescue our friends, who are imprisoned in the other three towers. We grab this chest right here, we get a healing ring. This healing ring is actually very beneficial because if you didn't de-equip your other characters before they left your party, you'd be kinda screwed not having a healing ring. Kinda not really, because Mystere, you cannot change his stuff up at all. So, the healing ring, we have that, and we have an extra one if we need it. Since I remembered to have that on me, I'm pretty much good to go there. So, we also get a free healing right here if we actually need it for any particular reason, which, it'd be nice to just kind of go back up and heal when we need it, because it is free. But we have some new enemies to deal with, which are Corporal Crusher and Sergeant Slaughter. Corporal Crusher over here in the back, if he's spinning his sword around like this, he'll just hit somebody really hard for significant damage. If he's just standing there, he's just gonna attack for just minor physical damage. These enemies are similar to the ones that we fought on the Destiny way back when. Sergeant Slaughter here, if he's just holding his sword out in front of him, he's just going to attack twice on somebody. If he's holding there defending with his shield, he will counterattack anybody that attacks him directly. So, all we really need to do is just exploit the weakness, which their weakness is wind. So we can just go in and hit them with that, and in the meantime, Mystere can just hit everything with Grizzle Blade.
Ferocious wind!
Discipline feels good. Ha!
And there we go. Hero gains a level 31. His attack goes up by 1, so that's pretty decent. The expense goes up by 2, that's pretty good. Other than that, just a standard bog level up. But that is pretty much the only real enemies that we're gonna be fighting in this particular tower. As you can tell, we kind of hit an enemy right there underneath the platform there. This particular tower just has these groups of enemies over and over and over again. So what we're going to do is just try to, okay, I can't really use that, so maybe Sibelium Sword will work. Yeah, there we go. And then, let's see here. I'm gonna hit everything with Crack Point. Well, they already moved already, so I'm kind of hoping they all go towards us like this. Okay, never mind. I think I'm only hitting the one.
Dodge this!
That's not that bad, I guess, because Crack Point's going off anyway.
You need a spanking.
Some pretty decent damage, but it could have been better. So let's see what we got going on this turn. Nothing too fancy or bad, so I'm just gonna... I could probably just get rid of them by attacking at this point. Let's see, and then you can probably get away with just a Buzz Blade.
Discipline feels good. Ha!
And there we go. Like I said, that's pretty much all the enemies in this particular tower, so I'm going to be skipping all the enemy encounters from this point on, just so you're aware. But we also get a Platinum Blade going through this tower, which thankfully is finally a better upgrade technically than a Smash Saber. Our attack goes down by 3 if we don't have a Smash Saber equipped, but it is better than the Rune Saber. Like let's see, if I equip the Rune Sword and then I do this, I lose out on some wisdom, I lose out on some magic defense. But I still get my speed, and I get that extra attack still. And compared to the Smash Saber, the only thing I'm really losing out on is 3 attack. So it's just a better overall upgrade, so I don't need to keep switching weapons anymore. It works out in my favor. Either way, let me go and heal really quick, and then we're just gonna get through the rest of this tower.
Discipline feels good. Ha!
And now that we cleared out all the enemies in this room, if we go under here, there is an enemy hiding under here, just so you know. And now that that enemy is defeated, if we go through here, we get the Life Jewel. It might come in handy at some point if I ever decide to use them. Past that, we have another enemy right here. And thankfully, after getting rid of that one, I can just go through here really quickly. I actually do want to do this battle because of one reason. Everybody has their own run quotes, and I haven't really shown off any of them so far because I haven't really needed to run at all in any of the battles because I want the experience. But in the case of heroes, he'll go, let's get out of here. But Mystere has his own, and it happens at random who gets it. In this case, I wanted to hear Mystere's.
Remember my name, Mystere.
There we go, and I'll get rid of this thing for real. And now that we've taken care of that one, let's head over here. And we're pretty much officially out of this place. We can't actually leave through this exit, but we do have these 2 statues we can use. Problem is, it costs 100 to use it. So, yeah, if you want to walk all the way back up and heal, that's totally fine. But 100 silver isn't that bad at the moment, so I'm gonna do that just to heal. Because I have like 41 more chances to heal just by doing that, so I can just go through any battles anyway and I'll be fine. Either way. But it doesn't really matter too much because there's an Athena statue in the middle of this underground section that connects all 4 of the towers. The problem is that the new enemies down here respawn every single time you re-enter this section, so it might not be as useful as you think. That being said, and while we're down here, more enemies start to show up, particularly just one from each tower. In this case, we see the Flame Reaper. The Flame Reaper, if we just kind of see him standing there, he's just not doing anything. He's just going to attack one of our characters, no big deal there. But if he has like fire coming from his blade, he's just going to hit somebody with fire and it's going to kind of hurt. Either way, it's not really weak or resistant to anything in particular, so we can just do what we want and get rid of him. So we can just be like Tempest, I could do cross boomerang, I could just throw a post sword at him. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll just have a Grizzle Blaze and see, get it, everybody. But this is all we can really do for now. Once we start getting the rest of our friends back, like say Jean, we can actually start paralyzing, poisoning some of these people here and there. It will make it a little bit easier to get rid of some of these groups. It's still hit or miss though, because some of them are resistant to it, so you kind of just have to play around a little bit. Like I said, as of now, this is all I could really do. Why did you do that? You could have just hit him and... okay. Well, that's that one down, but depending on which area we go to next, if we head to the top left, we can get Ronfar. If we head to the bottom left, we can get Jean. If we head to the bottom right, we can get Lumina. I think Ronfar should be our first bet first because we can get healing out of it. But we also encounter the Flash Lord, which I believe this one is in the Black Tower that we can encounter it, but we could also see it down here. It is weak to fire, but it's resistant to wind and thunder. So if we have Anger Dice with Ronfar, if we have Lumina with all our fire spells, this one will go down rather simply. Past that, we could probably just do Vortex and get rid of those 2, or just do Post Sword and get rid of the Flash Lord. It doesn't have that much health. But if it's sitting there standing with its cane upright, it's going to shoot like a little just ball of magic at somebody, just boop and just hit them. But if it's like flashing in the back, like lightning sitting, like coming out of the back, it's going to do a little bit of a zone lightning attack on like a little bit of a group. Past that, we find out that we're not really killing it in one hit, which we kind of should be if we're using Post Sword. We could use poison on it. We could just equip the Snake Crest and just cast poison on it and just make it deal some damage. It should get rid of it. Why are you doing that, hero? You could just attack them in the back. Just go. Okay, whatever. But yeah, we do have crests. We have options, and we will unlock more stuff as we go along. But yes, while my gut says go for Lumina first just because of all her spells, I'm going to go for Ronfar first, and I'm going to make sure to heal at this statue. It's free at this one, so we don't have to worry there. And now that that one's gone, we can head into the Red Tower proper. Which unfortunately for us, the Red Tower doesn't have any Athena statue in it, so we can't heal right there. We're going to pretty much have to go through this on one go. So what you can do if you want, you can kind of make your way through avoiding enemies so you don't get into any encounters, but unfortunately, I'm not good enough for that. So we have another new enemy, the Gargoyle. The Gargoyle, he is weak to wind, fire, ice, thunder, and earth, so pretty much everything. But he's resistant to physical magic and physical attacks, so you pretty much just have to use magic on him. If he's just kind of sitting there flying with nothing going on, like if his sword's not glowing blue, he's just going to swipe at us twice. No big deal there. But if it is glowing blue like this, he's going to hit somebody with a glowing sword attack, which will just do more damage. So In this case, we're just gonna hit him with whatever, and we should be good to go. So just do that and that. Honestly though, while I do say that he is resistant to physical attacks, because he is, I still feel like you do a little bit more damage just attacking it outright. I think we're kind of at that point where it's not too bad. I mean, it's still low damage numbers, but the thing doesn't have a lot of health to begin with, so that's basically how it is. You're doing low damage numbers, but you are getting rid of it regardless, no matter what you're doing. So I think this turn I am actually going to do those physical attacks just because, one, my MP, I kind of want to conserve it, and I'm going to probably be running for most of the encounters in this particular tower until I get Ronfar back anyway, because I already seen the new encounter in this tower, and I already fought the other thing down below, so I'm going to probably be hitting the run button for a little bit, and then fighting them on my way back down, just so I can get the experience. Plus, each of these floors are kind of unforgiving with how many of these gargoyles there are. Yeah, that's a lot right there. That is a lot. And I'm probably going to be using some herbs and such like that just so I can get through this area, because I don't have curing magic yet. But yeah, I'm going to start running. I might want to get rid of this one though, just because that one will just be in the way. It doesn't matter too much, but I definitely want to have a healer at some point, so let's start running. Because even after you run, you still have the invincibility period, so it is nice to just be able to get through a little section without fighting anything. Like I said, I am going to be fighting them on the way back down just so I don't miss out on the experience, but yeah, there's a lot of them, so I'm going to be running a lot. But yeah, running a lot is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it because we're already at the top already. I mean, we still have all those encounters to go, but we're here already. Thankfully, we don't have to fly over to hit this switch. We can just go boop and just let the bridge make its way. And we can go over and hit this button over here to free Ronfar. Man, I thought the cavalry would never get here. I can't tell you how glad I am to see you all. Hey, Leo, what's with the mask? He's pretending to be some kind of nutty super knight called Mystere. Go figure. Well then, Mystere it is. Now then, get a load of what happened to me. I'm in a serious pile of poo. My dear Ronfar, why have you come all this way to see me? There's nothing left to discuss. Our love has grown cold. Don't say that, Mari. I've been running from my true self. I realized that when I last saw you. It was then that I knew in my heart that I can't live without you. I realized that I need you in my life. But we must find a way to free you from the spell that you're toiling under. But Ronfar, I am this way because of you. Don't you see? We can never go back. Don't say that, Mari. You have no idea how I torment myself with the knowledge that I turned you into this. I was the one that made you drink the medicine from the supposed goddess. But Ronfar, how wrong you are. It is you who have changed. Love me for the way I am and return to the ways of the goddess. Prove your love with a kiss, darling. Mari, I can't join you here. Can't you see that the goddess is a fraud? And worse, she's imprisoned you in some kind of eternal darkness. I'm here to get you out, to find the real Mari again. Oh, Ronfar, let's not talk about that right now. Let's talk about the times we used to have, the games we used to play. And let's forget about this crazy mess that both of us are in. I wish I could, Mari. You have no idea how badly I wish for that to be. But there's just more at stake here than just us. You gotta give me some straight answers before I can help you. Tell me, what's really going on in this terrible city? Why is it that you never show the sweet smile of innocence that I fell in love with? All I see now is a fire of hate in your eyes. Mari, you have to tell me before I can help you. Enough of this nonsense, Ronfar. Nothing has changed except you. I'm the same person you fell in love with. But Mari, you have changed. If you cannot accept me for who I am and join me in Athena's glorious service, I'm afraid I'll have to end your pathetic life along with the others. And that is what I've... Ronfar, this is not me. Help! I'm awash in a sea of darkness. I am right here. Please, hurry! Mari, what in the world's going on here? Are you in there, Mari? Come back! That's one way to shut you up. Can't believe those memories still exist. I will soon wash them from this wretched mind. And when I woke up, I was in this comfy little cell counting hash marks. I can't believe that I could have been such a fool. Mari's obviously under some kind of black spell from the false goddess, and has been ever since the day I cured her from her disease. That imposter goddess will pay for what she's done to Mari. Believe me, she shall pay. And that gives us Ronfar with us, thankfully, so now we can actually heal when we need to. Because healing with items during battle would kind of get a little bit annoying. But now that Ronfar is with us, we can actually fight battles in this particular tower and get some items over here and there. And now that all the enemies are defeated in this room, we have, on the right here, the Silver Light, and on the left, the Hellfire Staff. The Hellfire Staff, the difference with this one is it is a fire staff, yes, but it actually is just an overall upgrade compared to a lot of the other staffs at the moment. It is fire only, yes, but as you can tell, it says 1 on most of these staffs, and the Hellfire Staff says zone. So it is a zone attack staff, and I could actually just hit more than one thing now. Overall upgrade, I'd say. And now that we're back down out of the tower completely, let's actually re-equip Ronfar, shall we? So, Ronfar, let's see what we can give him here. We have the Thundercrest, let's see, what can I give you? I could increase your range. You know what? I'm just gonna give you just some stuff that gives you like more stuff to work with here. Let's just go with that for now. All right, nothing too special there. But now we need to make our way towards the other towers. So let's get back to the Athena statue and heal up. All right, so we have 2 more towers to go. Let's make our way towards the blue tower, which is down in this direction. It is kind of neat though being underneath these towers and being able to kind of get like an express entryway into the towers, because it'd probably be a long time walking to get to the other towers just by going normally. But we have another quote-unquote new enemy to deal with, the Assassin. We fought these in the sewers. If they're doing the explosive light like this, they're actually just going to hit somebody for pretty easy damage. If not, they're just going to hit somebody twice. They are weak to ice and a little bit of lightning. It's still kind of mid on that, but it does a little bit more damage. And before, we can still poison them and such, so it's not too big of a deal. They go down rather quickly. I think they have less health than their Peruvian sewer counterparts. I actually do find it kind of neat though that a lot of the encounters in between kind of mix up the enemies from each of the towers. So you have some enemies from the white tower and then some enemies from the red tower, blue tower, black tower, just kind of mixed in these battles. But it depends on where you're going to anyway.
You always hurt the ones you love.
And there we go. That's all of them down. All right, and let's make our way into the blue tower. So the blue tower is just like going up the other one. It's just kind of going to be annoying, but at least we have Ronfar with us. So let's see what we have to deal with. The new enemy in the lineup is the Mercenaries. The Mercenaries, they are weak to ice, but they're resistant to poison, which kind of benefits them a little bit because the Assassin is weak to poison, as we experienced during the boss battle before. So if they're just kind of staying there, not really about to do anything, they're just going to hit us with a ball and chain. But if they are kind of not standing there just normally, they're going to jump and just hit somebody for pretty dang decent damage. So might as well just kind of hit them with whatever we have at this point. So might as well just, again, just throw all my magic. Ow. That did a lot of damage. I mean, kinda. I just probably should heal.
You need a spanking.
Ow.
You always hurt the ones you love.
Well, that stunk a little bit. Oh well, let's just continue forward. I forgot to heal hero. My bad. Okay, the assassins are kind of quick, so this could be a problem. Hero, do something. Ronfar, just do this. And Mystere, you are kind of fast, so see if you can get one of these off. Okay, so far so good. Don't attack Hero. Okay, good. I can heal Hero. Okay.
Lucius wins!
My bad. My bad. But at least we get to hear this.
Sample my goods.
Thank you. He's that hurt. And bye-bye.
You always hurt the ones you love.
Note to self, I need to make sure to heal in between battles. I kind of been playing newer RPGs on my off time and they heal you in between battles, so my bad. Let me just make sure that I'm healing. There we go. Yeah, that's I just realized I only healed 1 HP there. Either way, let's continue up this tower. And now that the enemies are clear on this floor, we grab this and we get a jewel gauntlet. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody that can equip this at the moment, but we will shortly. And now up the stairs, we have another group of enemies to deal with before we can continue forward. And now with this floor clear, all we really need to do is just grab this and we can continue forward. The ritual hairpin. Once again, we don't have somebody that can equip this, but we will. So let's just head up. And we have a free room to deal with, so let's just go this way. And see Jean. Let's hit the switch, bring the bridge over, and then deactivate the maximum prison cell. Thank goodness. I'd been counting the minutes since they locked me up. I'm just glad you're all okay. I was worried. Say, what's Leo doing here? Isn't he working for the fake goddess? Well, yes and no. Near as we can tell, this is some sort of elaborate party game Leo is playing. He's dressed up and calls himself Mystere. And as Mystere, Leo was the one that rescued Hero and me in the first place. Alright then, Mystere it is. Listen, some really bad stuff is going on down here. When I went to see Master Lund to report on the Shadow Dragon cult, I discovered something very interesting. It's been some time since our last encounter, Jean. What has brought you all the way to Penigulia? I came here to show you this. It's the mask of the leader of the Shadow Dragon cult. Huh? What good is this mask alone? Did you get a look at the leader? No, he covered his face before I could see who he was. However, in his haste to get away, he dropped the mask. His voice seemed so very familiar, and yet I cannot put my finger on it. Jean, you always were my best student. But you never knew when to give up, to leave well enough alone. Your best student? What are you talking about? It was you! You're the leader of the Shadow Dragon cult. I'm surprised it took you so long to put it together. But then again, you were bred to fight, not to think. And fight you did. Under my watchful eye, your fighting skill increased no less than 100-fold. Yes, but you forced me to use that skill for death and destruction. I was a little more than a naive assassin for your corrupt cause. You stole my childhood, Lund. I'll never forgive you for that. Never is such a strong word, Jean. Think about it carefully. I molded you into what you are today. You should be grateful to me. You molded me into what? A emotional wreck who is running from a past I don't understand? Or perhaps a trained killer who can never live a normal life? You took everything I had to avenge your own selfish desire and gave me nothing in return. You never cared about me. Not really. I was simply another child whose soul you would blacken for your own evil purpose. A trusting child whose innocence you would tear away with no hint of remorse. Jean, you make it all sound so cold, so harsh. I did care about you. Your skill was beyond anything I had encountered. You were special. We could have gone far together, but your rebellion has made us adversaries. I will always be the adversary of evil, and now that I know who you are, you must be stopped. Well then, Jean, the hour is upon us. It's time for your final lesson. And a hard lesson it shall be. I don't believe your karate has grown so very strong. Lund, you can't. And then the next thing I knew, I was here in this cell. You must find a way to stop Lund. He cannot be allowed to continue stealing the innocence of little children. His newer, stronger karate at death is called the Shadow Dragon Fist. We cannot allow it to spread. Unfortunately for Jean, I think Lund was kind of right in the fact that she wasn't really thinking a little bit. It was kind of obvious that Lund was the Shadow Dragon cult leader. To us, anyway. I'm going to put that in her defense because if you're actually in this situation and you have your trust in Master Lund to begin with, you're really not going to put 2 and 2 together if you're actually in the world itself. From an outside perspective, it's really dang obvious. It really is. I mean, that's like the worst kept secret in all of gaming, honestly. You can just be like, well, in this game anyway. You just see that and you're like, yeah, it's not hard. All right, so let's get out of this tower. And now that Gina is back in our party, like I mentioned, we should probably maybe start doing some tactics stuff because they haven't really been making our party in like a good way for quite a bit now. So let's just make everybody be in like a decent formation here or there. That will do, honestly. I don't really have anything too special I could do with it right now, so that should be good to go. And hero gains a level. Yeah, Ron Farvain, this has not gone that well. Because yet again, I forgot to cure in between battles. Honestly, I'm gonna blame that one on the fact that I cut out literally everything of me just going down that tower and completely forgot to heal, like, at all, because I was cutting out the footage, I just wasn't really thinking. So, yeah. All right, and let's go and heal at this statue because I'm going to need it. We have one more tower to go, and thankfully enough, just one more little, there was an enemy there? Well, I can't see all the enemies, but yeah, do I have the right press combo on Jean? Yeah, I do, okay. Just make sure that she's actually hitting with some magic when she's actually attacking. I thought I did, but then I kind of second guessed myself. All right, and now we have another little bit of healing to do because of course, there we go. And right here, why is this path so long? We have the Black Tower. And this tower gives us one more enemy to face as well. And that enemy is the Dark Sorcerer. So if he's holding out his hand like he is right now, he's just going to attack somebody and possibly paralyze them. If he's not, he's just going to kind of whack somebody. He's going to do the thing that mages shouldn't do, which is hit somebody with their own strength. Otherwise, he is kind of resistant to most of our status effects, but we could still use them technically. It will still do damage, but yeah, we can kind of use the zone to spread it out. It just depends on if we want to do that because the enemies might move, so there is that. In this case, I think Jean will definitely go first regardless anyway, so she could still do it, but I'm just focusing on the crack point for now.
Ferocious wind!
That could have done a little bit more damage. That could have done a little less damage. That didn't spread the group out far enough. I would have liked that to be a little bit better in my tactics. It's not too bad. I rarely ever see the thing do that move anyway, so.
You always hurt the ones you love.
And now let's just go up and attack him with everything we got. Whack, 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 and dead. That could have gone slightly more smoothly, but it went as well as it could. All right, let's grab this chest, which has a jewel gauntlet, which will come in handy for Lamina. All right, and now this floor is finally clear, so let's head up forward. And now we have a lot of enemies to deal with, so give me a second. And Ronfar gains a level. And there we go, that cleared out this room of all 4 encounters. We have one more floor to go with enemy encounters on it, which has another set. But we get another ritual hairpin for Lamina, and let's get rid of these 3.
gang of justice.
And that is the last of the enemies in this entire tower, so let's head up one more floor and just head through here. Phew, talk about a mega nick of time. I didn't know if you guys were even still alive. Hey, who's the festive dude in the party mask? Funny you should ask. We're playing a little game. Lord Leo has decided to play this part called Mystere, and we're playing along. We're not supposed to know who he is, but he's helping us, I think. Well, whatever floats his boat. Anyway, you'll never guess what that mega mangy creep Borgin did. Well, well, if it isn't my dear Lamina. You're the last waif I would have expected to see in Penacoolia. Zip it, you overweight toad! I'm tired of listening to your trite speeches. I have 3 reasons for being here. The first is to rescue my mother. The second is to make certain that you never set foot in Vane again. And the last is to make sure you pay us a fat wad of compensation for what you've done. On your manners, so, I don't know. Delicious. You always were so hell-bent on changing others. Perhaps you should consider changing yourself. Besides, your sweet mother is no longer in Penacoolia. She's busy making a new home for us in Neo Vane, my illustrious magic city. Neo Vane? Yes, that's right, Cupcake. Neo Vane. And surprise of surprises, she loves it there. But why wouldn't she? Her surroundings are those of a queen. I've given her the finest of all the world has to offer. And all I let her ask is that she grow to love me, despite what you think, it can be done. If you try hard enough, I'm certain you can grow to find affection for me as well. I'll think of you as the daughter I never had. Daughter? Yes, soon Miria will agree to be my wife. I can feel it. After Miria and I are united, your ability to revive the magic guild of Vane will be forever sealed. I'm afraid you don't stand a chance of stopping me, Cream Buff. I won't allow you to do this! I suggest you get a handle on your emotions, sweetie. Soon the only words you'll utter will be those of a loyal daughter. When Sophar is revived, the power of Neo Vane will finally be... Oops, I almost let the cat out of the bag. I mustn't let you in on that little secret until we're back in Neo Vane. Believe me, Poopsie, you'll feel right at home. But since you seem a little averse to the idea right at the moment, I best put you in a holding cell. Sweet dreams. Daughter. There is no way I'm going back to Neo Vane with that tepid bucket of lard. We gotta find a way out of here so I can rescue my mother. Besides, I don't get what Borgin said about Zophar. Are he and the Chosen somehow connected? I must take my leave of you now. I have just remembered an urgent matter. Mr. Masked White Knight, thanks for saving us! Why in the world was Leo wearing that kind of getup? He's a weird bird, that's for sure. I think it's because Leo can't help us openly, since his allegiance is to the Chosen. I think he's conflicted. Hopefully he works it out before he thinks that kind of getup is normal. He is playing a dangerous game, though, if the false Athena finds out. Let's not think of that. Yeah, if only Hero stuck around for like a couple more seconds on any of those encounters in the last episode, we probably would have heard those things happening. But yes, we had the Hellfire Staff. So let's put that on right away. And the Jewel Gauntlet, on the other hand, I'm not really going to bother with because it raises my defense by 2, but the lid is still better. So I'm probably just going to stick with that. But the Ritual Hairpin, on the other hand, I'm putting that on right away. And I'm just going to pop on some crest because honestly, I don't really have anything else to put on her. Past that, yes, Hellfire Staff, Zone Fire Magic. Why not? Sounds good to me. So let's get out of this tower. I overheard you talking of the masked man that departed a short while ago. I sense that he hides his true identity to better serve those who will respect justice. I've been following your progress. Good work. Do not worry, I shall not tell anyone that you have escaped. In fact, I believe we must work together to discover what is truly going on here. I believe that an evil lurks within Althena's organization, and I must root it out. First order of business must be to find Lucia and hear her story. I believe that she's being held within a secret area of the shrine. The engines can be found in a chamber in these underground passages. Let's go. Leo, these costume changes are getting kind of old. Are you going to be Leo for a while now? We're all friends here, you can drop the pretense. I know nothing of a disguise. Are you drunk again, Ronfar? There has never been any sort of disguise. Regardless, we do not have time for debate. We must go to the secret area of the shrine at once. I firmly believe that Lucia's life hangs in the balance. So yes, Mystere took off and we have no idea where he went, but Leo is now with us. But yeah, let's get out of this tower. I also want to bring up that each tower has that bare room at the top just so they can put Leo in one of the spots, just in case you did a different tower last. The passage should be hidden behind a statue in this area. If we search diligently, we're certain to find it. Let's go, hero. So yes, we're to find a statue that will hide a hidden passage in this area. So, next time Azure plays more Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. Now that we have our friends all back together, let's see about saving Lucia. See you all then.